to samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So this sutta is from Anguttara Nikaya, book of 7, and the sutta is 20. Now the interesting part of the sutta is that the name of the sutta. As you can see, I just wanted to, before I start the sutta, do you want me to share the document on the screen, or do you prefer in this way? Normally, I think Dr. Madhusudan ji shares the document. So do you want me to do that?
Not required, Bhante. You can directly go with.
Okay. Okay, then. This name of the sutta is basis for being 10 less. Now, what is this 10 less? So there is an explanation given by Bhikkhu Bodhi for this. He says that this is a meaning which we may have lost. What is the 10 less? 10 less could be meaning that there are 10 less fetters. As we know that there are 10 fetters for a lay person. Then if there are the 3 fetters are destroyed, then it is a sotapanna. If 2 fetters are weakened, then he is a Sakdagami. Then if there are 2 fetters and also they fall off, and the 5 fetters are fallen off, then he is an Anagami. And the Arahant has all the 10 fetters which he has destroyed. So now that could mean that this is less of those 10 fetters, or it could mean that there is, if a Arahant is a 10-year-old Arahant, say, then he will never become a 9-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old. So there is a different kind of explanation given for this naming basis. So that's the reason it is difficult to understand what is the meaning. The meaning is lost to time, because there is a context to everything. Everything which we say, there is a context. So when we are talking about TikTok, if I say that this person is kind of good enough for TikTok, but he will not be able to give a long speech. So now in 1,000 years, maybe nobody knows what is a TikTok. Okay, and then what would happen is that a meaning would be lost of this sentence. So in the same way, this meaning of this title has been lost. But we can say that this is the basis of awakening. So the Buddha is asking us to do this 7 things. If anybody who is diligently doing these things, you are not able to hear anything. Can you hear now? Because I think you are not connected to audio. Subhash, I think others are able to hear. Now I think you may be able to hear, because I was seeing that you are not connected to audio. See, connecting to audio, it shows over here that it is being connected to audio. Now it says connected to audio. Okay. So I think you will be able to hear now. So what the Buddha is saying is, students, there are these 7 bases of being 10 less. What 7? Here, a student has a keen desire to undertake the training and does not lose his fondness for undertaking the training in the future. So somebody has a keen desire. That is the start of anything which you are doing, anything you want to succeed in studies, in kind of job, in business. You have to have a keen desire to undertake the kind of effort. The training is there in the case of the Buddha's teaching. If you are have a keen desire to undertake the training, and you do not lose his fondness, and he does not lose his fondness for undertaking the training in the future. So he has a keen desire now to undertake the training, and he has a keen desire in the future also to kind of keep undertaking the training. So when a person has this keen desire, then he will be able to reach the goal. Then the next thing which is required is he has a strong desire to attend to the Dhamma and does not lose his fondness for attending to the Dhamma in the future. So one has a strong desire to attend the Dhamma means that one has a strong desire to kind of listen, learn, and absorb the insights which he gets from the practice. So that has to be a strong desire has to be there to absorb the practice. And coming back to the first one, one more thing about this is a keen desire to undertake the training also means that a person has to be ready to kind of train. It cannot be imposed upon him. So there was a kind of famous story in the sutta where the Buddha is talking about going on the path to meet the 5 disciples before giving his first teaching. He meets a ascetic on the way, and the ascetic asks that you look very bright and you look very kind of have a lot of radiance. Can you tell me something about your guru and something about yourself? And then the person says that the Buddha says that to the person that I have no guru, I have my own guru, and I have become a Samma Sambuddha. The person does not kind of believe that statement. He says that, oh, maybe good for you, and then he goes from a different path. The commentary says that this person again kind of left his ascetic life, become a married man, then he kind of got disillusioned, and then again joined the Buddha. But at that point of time, he was not ready to train. So then he was not able to kind of gain that knowledge at that time when he was not ready to train. But when the Buddha went to the 5 of his previous disciples, they initially were not ready. Then Buddha kind of spoke to them, and then when they became ready, they kind of progressed in the path. So one has a keen desire means one has to be ready to undertake the training. When one is ready to undertake the training, one has to be ready to kind of attend to the Dhamma. So when one is, you are ready. So like you're joining a college course, so you are ready to kind of become a doctor. Then when you are ready to do that, then you have to be paying attention to the lectures, whatever has been given over there. There are practice sessions, then you have to do the practice. So you have to attend. So that is the second thing which is needed. And you should not lose that fondness for attending to the Dhamma in the future. So as your interest is there as of now, currently you should continue your interest in the future. He has a strong desire to remove vain wishes and does not lose his fondness for removing vain wishes in the future. So what are the vain wishes? Vain wishes are anything related to ego or related to anything which is desire. So desire has a kind of foundation in the teaching. So the first noble truths, 4 noble truths is also about desire. That is, there is dukkha, there is a reason for the dukkha, and the reason is the craving. There is a solution for the dukkha, the solution is to stop craving. But to reach the solution of stopping the craving, there is a path also given. And that is the eightfold path. And that path has to be followed to reach that solution. So the vain wishes which we have are all the things which are related to this is me, this is mine, and this is myself. So anything which, any desire which is there at the core of the desire is a personal acquisition. Then that desire is a vain desire. So you may have a desire for universal love, that is metta. There is nothing over there which is unwholesome in that. You may have a desire for compassion for the whole world. There is nothing kind of unwholesome in that. You may have a desire for mudita, that is sympathetic joy or joy for the whole of the world, and that is nothing wholesome. You may have a desire for equanimity. So you may have desires which are based on Brahma Viharas, and there is nothing wholesome. But anything which is related to personal kind of acquisition, related to the things which are going that I like it and I don't like it, and this is related to acquisition as a personal. When that is the desires are there, then that desires never kind of give satisfaction. Why are they not giving satisfaction? Because those desires are impermanent. So the Buddha says that you have to understand the arising and the disappearance, the gratification. Gratification is anything which gives you pleasure. And the danger in that thing, the danger is that it is impermanent. So nothing can give you pleasure forever. And the escape is the Eightfold Path. So 6 R's is also the basis of the Eightfold Path. So Bhante Vimal used to teach us that how 6 R is equated to the Eightfold Path. So because you have to have the right view, the right intention, the right speech, the right kind of actions, the right lifestyle, livelihood, the right practice, the right mindfulness, and the right concentration. So the Bhante used to kind of translate it into the harmonious perspective. What is your perspective? So your perspective is to smile and keep your smile going. Then you will have the right imaging. So you will have a smiling face. That would be the smiling face will be your kind of image, how you keep the image. Then what would be your communication? The harmonious communication is how you communicate with yourself and how you communicate with others. You communicate with yourself with also metta and karuna, mudita, and upekha, and others also you communicate in this sense. If you are doing that, then you are having the right movement of your mind. So you are able to see how your mind's attention is going from here to there, and you can take it away from the unwholesome and keep on the wholesome. That makes you your lifestyle is harmonious. When your lifestyle is harmonious, your practice is harmonious. When your practice is harmonious, your observation is harmonious. You can see in a harmonious manner. When your observation is harmonious, collectedness is harmonious. The harmonious collectedness is being able to stay on a task. Samadhi is just a way of saying that you will be able to stay on a task, stay on the path. So you should not having undertaken the training, you should attend to the Dhamma. Having attended the Dhamma, you should give away your vain wishes. When he has a strong desire for seclusion and does not lose his fondness for seclusion in the future. So seclusion is not just the physical seclusion. So the Buddha has praised physical seclusion and has mentioned many suttas that how physical seclusion is helpful. That is going to a retreat, going to a quiet place when possible. But Buddha also says that the mental seclusion is also should be there. How is the mental seclusion there? When a person is away from unwholesome thoughts, he is 6Ring the things which are unwholesome. He recognizes that this is not wholesome. Then he releases it, relaxes, re-smiles, returns, and repeats when it is needed. So the Nevermind game, Sister Khema is kind of promoting, or she is kind of got a book now out that is making it a little bit more easier. So the Nevermind game goes as you recognize something and you say never mind, you smile, then recognize and release as a never mind, you relax, smile, and return back. So it is a game which you can play in your life. So in that sense, the seclusion is there from the unwholesome qualities of your mind. That has to be there. So the Buddha gives an example that if the person is there in a village, he's doing his meditation, and certain things which are there is greed is there, delusion is there. Those things are he's being attacked by that. If he is able to kind of let them go, then he is also safe in a village. But if a person goes to in a seclusion in a forest, but he cannot kind of get rid of his greed, he cannot get rid of his hatred, he cannot get rid of his delusion, then it will be harmful for him even in a forest. So seclusion is from unwholesome states, and physical seclusion also helps whenever possible. But this kind of gives a indication that even if you are kind of giving into the training, you are attending to Dhamma, you are having no vain wishes, still you have to have certain amount of practice and then a quiet time. That could mean in your daily life could be you have a 1 hour in the morning or 1 hour in the evening time you have set aside for meditation. That could mean that. He has a strong desire to arouse energy and does not lose his fondness for arousing energy in the future. So the arousing of energy is that anytime you feel like, oh, this today I have slept only 5 hours, I will not do the meditation for 1 hour in the morning, which I have planned. That is your mind kind of going towards laziness. So when that is happening, then you have to arouse the energy. So to do anything in life, to achieve anything in life, you have to have energy. And one of the things which is kind of mentioned below, I have given a chart. I can share now. I'll share the document once again if it is needed, because I think people coming later may not be able to see that document. So I'm sharing it once again, and I'll do a screen share, and I'll show you this document. Okay. So you can see that in this document, it is showing that the 37 requisites of awakening, or 37 things the Buddha has said, has certain qualities which are repeated again and again. One is faith, which has been mentioned twice. Then there is energy. Okay. Then when there is energy is there mentioned 9 times. So the energy requirement for energy is a fundamental requirement in the practice. So the 37 requisites of awakening is based on the 4 kind of satipatthana, that is the 4 references of meditation. Then there are 4 right efforts, that is the 6 R's basically. Then there are 4 bases of power. 4 bases of power is Iddhipada. Then there is 5 faculties are there. The same things are repeated at now this the same thing mentioned over in the faculties and powers, but why are they mentioned in 2 sets? One is based on your initial kind of start. When you start your practice, then that things are weaker. When those things have become fulfilled, then they become powers. So they are faculties before, then they become powers. Then there is 7 factors of awakening, Sattva Bhojanga. Then there is the Eightfold Path. So that 37 points the Buddha says that if you want to kind of progress in the your path, then they have to be kept in mind. So energy is mentioned 9 times. Now that is the reason the Buddha is saying that he has a strong desire to arouse energy and does not lose his fondness for arousing energy. So whenever you are feeling lazy, whenever if you are feeling that maybe this is something that you do not want to do, then you can arouse energy. Anything you want to achieve in life, these are the things you can use. These are the 7 steps you can remember. He has a strong desire for mindfulness and alertness, sati sampajanya, and does not lose his fondness for mindfulness and alertness in the future. So mindfulness and alertness is, sati means that to remember. There is a mindfulness has a factor of remembering. Bhante Vimbalram used to translate it as remembering to observe how mind's attention moves from one thing to another. So the remembering part is an important part. So you have to observe also how your mind's attention is moving from one thing to another. And that for that you need alertness. So there is a remembrance part and there is an alertness. Those things are required to do anything in life. You want to learn something, then you have to observe it. You have to remember that thing which you are learning. And then you have to have the clarity of mind to kind of execute it. So that is the reason mindfulness and alertness is named. Not even now, but that does not have to be lost in the future also. So as you do in now, you have to do in the future. He has a strong desire to penetrate by view and does not lose his fondness for penetrating by view in the future. So penetrating by view means, as I had mentioned just now, the eightfold path starts with view. And when we are having that one thing which is there, the right view is the view of the four noble noble principles which are there. So that is to understand there is dukkha, there is a cause for this, there is a solution for this, and there is a way of reaching that solution. There is a path to the solution of that. So giving of the craving is not as simple as just saying or desiring, but you have to reach there. So the view is to be maintained. So when you have the right view and the right perspective, then only you will have the right imaging. When you have the right image in your mind, then only you will be having a right communication. When you have the right communication, there is a right observation of the movement of your mind's attention. So the right actions are there, the right movement of the mind is there. That is possible. Then the lifestyle is there. Then the practice is there. Then the observation, then collectedness. So that is possible, and the start of that is the view. So you should have a desire to penetrate by view. So that chanda has to be there, the desire has to be there. So that desire is also mentioned in the four bases of power. That is the start of the four bases of power, that is desire. Then as you can say, the mindfulness we have mentioned. Mindfulness is also mentioned 8 times in the 37 requisites of awakening. So that is mentioned for 8 times. Concentration, that is to have mindfulness and clear comprehension, that is mentioned 4 times, and wisdom, that is mentioned 5 times. So the teaching which the Buddha is giving is very kind of concise over here, but it is covering almost the major parts of the 37 requisites of awakening. So this is a teaching which you can kind of refer to again and again in your kind of life to kind of get inspiration regarding the practice. So we can go through once again very fast. That is, one has to have the desire to undertake the training. Without having the desire to undertake the training, the journey does not start. When a person has the desire to undertake the training, he has to attend to the Dhamma. So he has to listen, he has to learn, he has to practice. So he has to attend to the Dhamma. When he's attending to the Dhamma, he has to give up, remove vain wishes. So when he has any kind of unwholesome thoughts, that has to be 6R. He has to recognize, release, relax, smile, return, and repeat when needed. Or in never mind game, if you are in the day, never mind, relax, smile, and return. So you have to have the vain wishes which you have arisen, you have to be able to give up those vain wishes. Then you have to have a strong desire for seclusion. The seclusion is from the unwholesome states of mind. So you have to be able to be with a wholesome object. Even if you are doing your kind of homework, or you are working on the computer, or you are kind of traveling, or you are driving a car, you can just keep your means object of meditation as your smile. And then whatever unwholesome thoughts comes up, you can just say never mind, relax, smile, and come back. So this way you can remove and be unwholesome thoughts and be in seclusion from the unwholesome states. And this could also mean that you can take time away in a day, maybe 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, or sometimes there are 10-day retreats which are organized. You come to the retreats and practice over there. So you have to have a strong desire for seclusion. When you have that strong desire for seclusion, you should also have the strong desire to arouse the energy. So when you are not doing certain things, what is the reason for that? The reason for that is there is a justification which comes in the mind, or there is a lack of energy. So when you know that there is a certain things, a task has to be done, there is a 1 hour sitting which I have to do in the morning, then you have to arouse the energy. You have to self and put your attention on the task at hand, and then arouse the energy and keep your actions going. It is kind of applicable for anything which you are doing in life. If you are working, then you have to put in your efforts. If you don't arouse your energy, put in your effort, put in your hours, put in your work, or whatever is required for you, then you will not be able to achieve that thing which you have set out to achieve. And then you should have mindfulness and alertness. Sati Sampajanya is very much required. You have to be mindful of whatever is happening. You have to have memory. You have to remember that this has to be done. And then you have to have alertness to do it. When you are doing that, then you will be able to achieve. You may be able to kind of get what you want. And you have to have a strong desire to penetrate by view. So by view means that you have to have the right view. You have to have the harmonious perspective. When you have the harmonious perspective, the right view, then you will be able to go through and go deeper into the practice. When you are going deeper into the practice, you are knowing what is the reality. So this practice which is there is based on your own experience. It is not based on something which can be given. If it was possible, I had just mentioned about the first teaching the Buddha had given. So when the first teaching was given by the Buddha, there were 5 students. And when the teaching was concluded, Kondanya had become a Sotapanna. And all the 5 were given the same teaching. But only one penetrated to the right view. And he became a Sotapanna. Why was that? Because at that point of time, the effort which was required, the development of mind which was there for Kondanya. But in the subsequent days, the Buddha continued to give the teaching to the other students also. When the teaching was given to the other students, they understood the teaching, they kind of practiced, and then they also kind of reached the understanding, and all 5 of them become arahants. So that means that the Buddha can only show the way. Whatever we are saying is Buddha's words. So it is not my personal words which are there, which are said over there. Certain times I may give some ideas also. That ideas has also come from the Buddha's teaching. Those ideas were also kind of inspired by the Buddha's teaching. So there is nothing which we give which is a personal teaching. A teaching is always given as the Buddha's. When in the sutta they said that the voice of another is required for progressing in the Dhamma. The voice of another is a voice of Buddha. As the Buddha was not there, that time there was no progress possible. And if a person had to learn by himself, he had to become a Pacheka Buddha, there had to be a big criteria. And it had to be a very difficult task. It had to be achieved over many lifetimes, or in a very special circumstances. So the Buddha is required. So this teachings is given to you, but the teaching has to be followed by you, and by your personal experience itself, you will be able to gain insights. When you are gaining insight by kind of practicing, that is the only true progress one can have. And one can have the progress by having the energy, having mindfulness and alertness, having the desire to be undertake the training, to attend to the Dhamma, to kind of be in seclusion, be kind of giving up the vain wishes. And this formula the Buddha is giving is the formula for progressing to nibbana. So he is promising that if you are following these steps, then you are following the path which will lead you to nibbana. So that is the promise of the Buddha. And another thing interesting about this is that these are very much in line with the 37 requisites of awakening. So many of the factors which are mentioned multiple times as a list. So that list has also been given over there. The document I had shared with you. So there is a list of the Satta Bhojangas also given, 4 foundations of mindfulness. Samma Padhana is the 6 R's itself, the right efforts. then Idipada, that is Panch Indriya, Panch Bala, Satta Bhojanga, and Arya Atthangiko Maggo, that is the Eightfold Path. So these are the 37 requisites of awakening. So there are many things, people analyze this. I got this from Dhamma Wiki. So there are many factors which are repeated. So like in energy is there. So then it is in the right exertions, the four kind of right efforts that has energy. Basis of power has virya. Faculties has virya. The basis of five basis of power has virya. Satta Bhojanga has virya. Samma Vayama is there in Eightfold Noble Path. So 9 times it has been mentioned for energy. So those things which are mentioned in the Satta Bhojanga has been mentioned in this small sutta. So this is a very a kind of good sutta to kind of put your attention, and it does not take a lot of time to read. So if you want to kind of keep it as a reminder, you can just have this as a reminder, and it will take 5 minutes to 10 minutes to just go through the list. So it's a kind of a encouragement for your practice, and the practice which you are doing is in line with what the Buddha is saying. So you have to put in your efforts, and when you are able to see by your own efforts the reality of the working of the mind, working of the universe, working of the kind of samsara, when you are able to kind of observe that, then only you will have progress. And the Buddha promises that if you are doing the first step properly, then the second step will automatically develop. So if you have right view, then right intention or right thinking will automatically develop. When you have right thinking and right view, then the next step of right communication or right speech which is there, which will automatically develop. When that is there, then the next step of the movement or the actions which are there, that will automatically develop. When the movement and action is there, then the lifestyle is there or the livelihood is there, that will be automatically wholesome. When that is there, then the practice which you are doing or the efforts which you are doing, that efforts or practice will also automatically develop, because you have a right lifestyle or harmonious lifestyle, then that will develop. When that is developed, then the next step which is there, which is observation or mindfulness, that will develop. When the observation or mindfulness is developed, then collectedness or concentration is there, that will develop. So by kind of taking up the first step, the next steps will automatically will be developing. So this is an encouragement for developing your practice. So I hope this was a very small sutta, but I kind of like the depth of the meaning of this sutta. That's the reason I have taken this sutta. I was supposed to give one other sutta, which is also there in Anguttara Nikaya. Maybe next time I will take. So this is about how you keep what you keep in mind the whole time or the whole day. So is there any questions about this sutta? Or any general questions also you may ask.
Vandami.
Yeah, Vandami.
Last few days, I was actually trying to do this 6 hours. I'm
Okay.
Subhash. I'm calling in camp from Kerala.
Okay.
When I was in Bangalore, I used to go Mahabodhi Society in Freedom Park, near Freedom Park regularly.
Okay.
So actually, I was just trying to follow this 6 hours, recognizing this issue and releasing, trying to smile. But my concern is that when a person is a little agitated or in a very deep sorrow or concern issue, probably for an example, if somebody is feeling so hungry and he is recognizing his issue, he is finding that he is feeling hungry, his body is asking for food. But in
Correct.
such case, he cannot able to release and cannot able to smile. Or somebody is so agitated, he knows, he understands there is an issue, but in that point of time, But of course, psychologically, it is true that when trying, somebody keeps smiling and walking and trying, that opposite person also will feel to smile. So that is true. But somebody is in a very trauma situation, he cannot release it or smile. That is a very, theoretically, it is perfect, but practically, sometimes it is difficult.
See, there can be
that is
situations in life that it is difficult to do the 6 hours. But when you are saying that if there is a thing which is there, which is easy, that is what is your habitual tendencies, you know. So whatever comes up and what is natural to you, that is easy. So the Buddha's teaching is said to be as going against the stream. So if you are in a stream, say, and you just lie down on the stream, then the stream will take you, there is no effort required. But if you had to kind of go against the stream, then you would have to put some effort. Okay. So the 6 hour definitely will need some effort. Their mental effort is required. And that effort will kind of reap benefits based on how much you are able to do at that time. Certain times, those things may overwhelm you. But as you kind of continue to do that, continue to take away your attention and continue to kind of put it on a wholesome thing, then you will come in balance. When all those things happens, you are in balance. When you are in imbalance, then you have to have a certain counter to that. When the Buddha is saying that when there is a kind of ill will in your mind, then you can use metta to kind of balance it. So then you use metta and put your attention on metta and balance that mind. If you have kind of cruelty, then you can use compassion to balance. If you have dissatisfaction, you can use sympathetic joy to balance. If you have aversion, you can use equanimity to balance. If you have lust, then you can use asubha, the unbeautiful, to balance your mind. So that is used to balance your mind. So that effort has to be there. But if you say that anything which is worth learning can be learned easily, that is not possible. Say there are many things in life, you know, that is worth learning. Then you will have to put certain effort. Certain times you fail. Like riding a bicycle. When somebody starts riding it is not easy. It is not natural. But when he keeps on doing that effort, keeps on kind of putting his effort on that, then at one point of time he will find the balance. So the effort is required, and it is not natural. What we are doing is definitely unnatural. We are going against the stream. What would be natural is to go with whatever is your habitual tendency. If you're upset, keep being upset. If you are angry, you keep being angry. So that will not kind of resolve the situation. So that is the reason you will have to have an counter to what is happening in your mind. And that is the reason the 6R is so important. The right effort is so important.
okay. We'll practice it.
Only by practicing you will know. As I told you, that theory is not going to solve. Only by practice it can be solved. There is one video I kind of share with many times with my students also, and many times I've shared in the group. That is a video of somebody trying to learn a opposite bicycle. Normally a bicycle is there if you want to go to the, I think this is my left. So if I want to go to the left, I do like this. But what happens is this is an opposite bicycle. This person says that if you do like this, it will go to the right. He tries to learn this bicycle. First, he tries and says, okay, I'll use something, my smartness, and I'll try and learn this bicycle. And it is not possible. And he is very surprised that I am just not able to do this task because I am habituated to doing the task in one way. Then he gets frustrated. Then he says, no, I will try every day. Then he keeps on trying every day. He keeps on kind of struggling. And by the end of it, he kind of masters that technique. That is, I think, reverse bicycle or something like that. I'll just Google it and see if I can find that link. I can share it with you. It's a very good link to as an encouragement for our things, whatever we are trying to do. We are trying to learn a new thing. it will have an effort is required. Initially, it will not be a natural thing. And certain times it may take a year for you, but it is worth that time and effort. So I'll just see.
Yeah, sir. Because probably so many other people also have doubts, so I'll just stop it now.
No, that is very good. Clarifying your doubts and asking, that is very important.
Presently,
I'll
people
just
are in a
share this link.
very fast life, and everybody is running around for their own survival. And there are so many road rages happen, so many domestic violence, so many issues. So in this particular time, it will be very difficult, and we don't have time for to sit somewhere, realize it, and smile, because somebody's stomach full, and if we are very contented, very satisfied, those people can smile. And somebody is now, very very difficult situation, wanting for something, you cannot smile it. So, its only way out is that maybe practice, and I don't know, but anyway, 6 hours,
so
it's not there. I am not able to digest fully.
okay, it is a. I think it's an effort which you have to take. So I have shared this link. You can just copy that link.
Yeah.
And
Can you please?
watch that video. Yeah, I have shared that link. It is just a 8-minute video. If you read, so you can go through that video, you will know that it is possible to change the mind. And it is not, not everything is there for everybody. So as I gave you the example just now, in the 5 of the students of the Buddha who were kind of accomplished meditators, they were perfect in meditation. They were perfect in Shila. They were perfect in the precepts. But still, they took different varying times to become arahants. They took a different amount of time to kind of understand this. So it takes some time. So it is not there for everybody. You cannot say that somebody who is hungry in the kind of street to kind of start doing meditation. So there is a Hindi, there is a saying also, no, bhuke pet na bhajan gopala.
Correct. We cannot sell philosophies to those.
That is correct. But saying that this process does not work is kind of also a limitation, and that is also maybe not the complete truth. The process will work for the person who is hungry and he is ready to kind of put the effort. Okay, that would work for anybody who is willing to willing to follow.
Okay.
So Purisa Dhammo Sarathi, Satta Deva Manusana, Purisa Dhammo Sarathi. The Buddha is the perfect charioteer for the person who is ready to learn.
Correct.
So Buddha is the perfect teacher for the person who is ready to be a student. If he is not ready to be a student, then you cannot force anybody. So you can only control your own kind of mind. You cannot control others' mind. So you should put your efforts and try. It is certain things are which are kind of worth learning, are worth putting the effort in. So I have shared the link.
Yeah.
So you kind of copy that link, and I will also maybe share it when we upload it on YouTube. Also, I can maybe put that link over there, because it's a very kind of a small video, 8 minutes, but it has a lot of depth in that. I think that there is a lot of teaching of Dhamma which has been put into that. Okay.
Thank you.
Then any other question? Yes.
Hello, Bante.
Hello.
Bante, we remember the example which you have given, like bicycle reverse cycling. You have shared many days back.
Yeah.
We were very enthusiastic in seeing this. Why? Because the habit pattern of mind is in one way. It is very good video. I have shared to many people, many of our relatives to watch it.
So whenever I've shared in retreats also, many people have appreciated. At the end of the retreat, when I shared it in Bangalore, many people kind of said, oh, this is something we can relate to. So certain people can maybe change in 10 days. That's the reason seclusion and the 10-day retreat structure which is there is also certain times required for learning, So certain amount of effort and certain amount of diligence. But anything kind of worth learning is worth putting effort into. So that effort which is there, energy which is there. So all those factors are covered by the Buddha, so he says that how you can take those factors and kind of use it. Like having a desire is the start, then you should have energy also. Then you should have your consciousness. You should be aware of that. And then you have to implement it also. So then you can get all those things, anything which in life you want, you can get. So those things which are there mentioned over here can be used in any of your tasks.
Yes, Bante. Bante, I just want to ask one question.
Yes.
I asked similar question to Madhusudan sir also. Like, actually, we cannot perform a task, like we cannot perform multiple tasks at a time.
Correct.
Like, let us say I am doing one activity. Can I play Dhamma talk and listen?
In technically, they have proved also that it cannot be done. So what they did was they put in electrodes on the mind, okay? And then they had asked somebody to drive the car where there is a obstacle will come automatically, okay? They don't know. They have to avoid the obstacle. So then they were just listening to music and driving. Their reaction times were worse when they were not listening to the music. So to do two tasks is basically not possible. What happens, the Bhante also says that this thing, one kind of sound is 100,000 arising and passing away. So what is happening is one time the visual is arising, one time the audio is arising, one time the feeling of touch is arising, and then that we think that we are also feeling, we are seeing, we are hearing, everything is happening together, we are speaking, but that is not the case. The case is that one thing happens at one time, but it is happening so fast that it feels like everything is happening together. Multitasking is a subject of research because that had been kind of a mantra that you have to multitask, you have to multitask. So many researchers got interested. How is it working in the brain? And they have kind of debunked the fact that multitasking kind of works. You have to put your attention on one thing at one time. That is sati sampajanya is there. So when you have that memory, you have that mindfulness, then you have to have clear comprehension also. To have clear comprehension, you have to have focus on one thing. So what is your experience? I think his video got frozen.
Panditji, can you share your mobile number?
Who?
Panditji, can you share your number?
Okay, I'll share you. I am there on WhatsApp.
You know. Okay. Yes. Bangalore Vajira, you know.
Bangalore, I am not so aware. I had been in Bangalore once for a retreat in Mahabodhi Retreat Center.
Correct.
And maybe we will do it in next January.
Bandiji, Kerala, there is no Buddhist. I am very much disappointed actually because associating with monks is so very nice, but here I'm not able to.
I think
why is it
there
so
is one Malayalam channel by one of the students of Bhante Vimal Ramsey. YouTube, there is a channel also. And he also translates Bhante's books and David's book into Malayali language.
Okay.
So are you aware of that? You can just maybe you can search Malayalam and TWIM.
Anyway, you sending your this WhatsApp, no, my number, your number, so that
Yeah.
probably I can able to get it to you.
Yeah, you can just send me a message and then I'll share that this thing also link, because he does a lot of translation. In Malayalam is his kind of channel. So he does a lot of translations, and he has the talks also translated into Malayali. So this is there. I have shared the link. You can kind of use that, or you can send me a message and I'll share it with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Sachin, I think we got disconnected or something.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have connected in mobile. I am getting calls continuously. I could not able to listen, but I will listen the uploaded video, Bante. I will get
Okay,
the
no
answer.
problem. Okay.
Thank you, Bante.
No
Thank you.
problem. Okay, any other questions? So if there are no other questions, then we can share the merits. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu. Thanks everybody for coming.
Bandiji, keep
And,
come.
Yeah.
Keep come and give some knowledge.
Yeah, we will keep on doing it every Wednesday. This time we will do it. There are
Okay.
other teachers also who come, and Sunday also 3:30.
We wanted to be in. We wanted to be in satsang, no?
You want to?
In the satsang with the good people. Satsang, you know what is called satsang?
Yes, satsang. Yeah. That is correct. Yes, definitely.